All right, guys, welcome back to another interview on mmaunhinged. Today, I'm joined by Bellator heavyweight Steve Mowry. How's it going?
It's good, Lenny. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for joining me. It's an absolute pleasure. I know you got a big fight coming up, so you got to use your time wisely. So thank you very much for coming on.
That's right. I gotta get a little lounge in before I get to the nasty violence here in a little bit.
Absolutely, nasty violence is what I predict as well. But first and foremost, I want to check in with you. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Everything's good. Wrapping this thing up really well. I'm looking forward to the 12th.
Absolutely, big fight against Valentin Moldavsky. A combat sambo world champion, ranked #1 in the division. A win over Moldovsky puts you up there at the top of the division.
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you going to put that in? With a win over Moldovsky, do you reckon that sets you up for obviously the next title shot? Primarily against, I predict Vassell or Bader. They're probably going to go at it next.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I haven't thought about it too much. I'm really just focused on going out there and doing my thing.
Yeah, and with Moldovsky coming off a loss to current world champion Ryan Bader in a very close fight where he made Bader really dig deep. What have you took from that performance from Moldovsky in that fight?
I really felt like it was Moldovsky's performance that was probably the better takeaway. Does that make sense? I think Moldovsky had the better performance of the two of them. If I were going to give the fight to one or the other, I probably would have given it to Moldovsky. But it I don't know, pretty much confirmed everything we already knew about him already. He's tough, he's gritty, he's got skills everywhere. He got cracked at the beginning and he still figured it out. So, I got my work cut out for me on the 12th. I'm looking forward to doing something a little special, putting a little razzle dazzle on.
Absolutely. And I presume when you've obviously watched that fight, you've seen a little bit of holes in the game. I don't want you to disclose it though.
I definitely saw it. He's a guy that I've been watching for really since he came into Bellator. Obviously I think he's very good, but I feel like I'm better.
Exactly. As previously mentioned, a combat world champion. Does that give a clear indication of where he wants to fight?
No, I'll be honest with you. I really don't feel like, whatever, let's say amateur and pro 2 dozen fights. I really feel like the harder, more concrete idea of the more of how I think the fight will go, the more I carry that into the fight, the more I kind of end up having to kick it out of the cage as soon as the fight gets going. It never rocks out the way I think it will. So no, I'm looking forward to him having to adjust to me. I'm looking forward to being aggressive and relentless moving forward, doing my thing, my stuff going first.
Exactly. I love what you said there. You could say how a fight's going to go, but on fight day, it could go 10 million times differently.
For sure.
And I've seen you previously mention in other interviews that you expect dominance in this fight. Is that every aspect of MMA that you seem to be better than him?
Yeah, I just really feel like I have something in every aspect of this fight that he just won't be prepared for.
And then obviously it's been a hot minute since we've seen you last in the Bellator cage. What have you been getting up to? And what have you been getting up to? And how's it going to feel finally stepping in that cage?
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I was supposed to fight in April, but obviously didn't work out. I got hurt. But pretty much as soon as the injury cleared up and I was cleared to train again, I got right back to work. I started, adding new skills. I already kind of had some things I was trying to, tighten up, but it really gave me some time to take a step back and really look at my game as a whole. Think, okay, well, if I don't have everything on the books, what can I really work on getting better at? And I feel like I was really able to touch up on a few things that people don't really talk about, but things that definitely need to be addressed and that definitely are going to come out in the cage.
Exactly, and that's 10 wins and 10 finishes so far in your career, and 6 by submission. Does that show how your long limbs and you're 6'8"? Does that show how much they could be a threat?
Oh, absolutely. But I don't know if I'd credit my long limbs so much as I would having just good coaches, good training partners, always having the right people around me to move me in the way I should go. Always having people holding me accountable, always having people, help me tighten up every aspect of my game. And then the fact that I have long limbs is just an accessory.
You're 6'8". I think for anyone in that division, if they're looking at your frame, it's a ridiculous, challenge to overcome. And then obviously you talked about Sanford MMA there quickly. It's a fantastic gym. That's currently where you reside. How's the camp over there been in Florida?
Been good, man. With the PFL season winding down, we kind of had a few guys that right as their camp was heating up, is right when my camp was getting started. So, I've had a lot of really good, specifically Emiliano Sordi, who's a new addition to the camp, and then Victor Pesto, who's, a tried and true member down here at Killcliff FC. Just always those guys, and then a bunch of the regular suspects, just slanging and banging, making each other better, getting each other prepared. And it's really been special to be a part of the culture like that.
Yeah, sorry, I called it Sanford MMA, but I believe it's changed to Killcuts FC now. So
I'm gonna send the information, please, after you, Lenny. You're in trouble, man.
So sorry. Was it hard to get used to when it first started, though, when they first changed?
Well, it's still new to me too, honestly. Yeah. And it's I obviously I'm kidding. I wouldn't hold it against anybody, but that said, we're really looking forward to working with our new partners, and I'm really looking forward to putting on a special performance to kind of get us moving in the right direction here in August.
Absolutely. I mean, you talked about it there. Sanford MMA has some fantastic, fighters down there. One I want to quickly top up on is Big Swarm, your good friend and training partner, ranked number 2 in the world. I believe next it will be Big Swarm versus Bader. It's not confirmed, but I believe that will happen next. If that does happen next, how does that one play out?
I think Linton's going to get it this time. Obviously, it was a competitive fight the first time, and then Bader took over. I really feel like Linton's made the right adjustments, not just in his overall skill set, but also in the micro details, the things that he gave away in the first fight. But I think Linton Vassell is going to walk away with the belt.
Absolutely. Then that might get a little bit sticky between you two if you get a win on August 12th. Have you maybe had a talk about potentially sharing the cage?
Well, we talked about it, but everybody says it's so sticky is a funny word, because it's like for everybody else it might sound sticky, but for us we're not planning on fighting each other. I'm definitely not planning on fighting him. And it's like one of those things, like there are a lot of people who I've trained with over the years, who I'd even say I consider friends, who I honestly would be open to the idea of fighting them. But Linton Vassell's just not one of them. He's a good friend. He's always been there for me. We've helped each other through corners of our lives that obviously people get to see the glitz and the glamour of the cage, and I mean the ups and the downs whenever the lights are on. But he and I have been there for each other just a long time. And it's one of those things where it's not so much fighting him that I'd be concerned about. It'd be more not having him around when I'm getting ready. If that makes sense. So no, that said, no, I just not sticky at all, man. It's not going to happen. If Linton wins the belt, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he's champion as long and as strong as he can be.
You're going to make me cry, Steve. That made my heart warm. That was quite emotional. And then, obviously, going back to the fight, before I let you go, the last few words to describe your performance on August 12th on Bellator. Dominate. And short, snappy, I like it. Thank you so much, Steve, for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I wish you the best of luck on August 12th.
Awesome. Thank you, Lenny. It was good talking to you.